Thank you very much, Lalith, for that wonderful introduction. The President of LABSE, Mr. Pereira, Mr. Pereira, members of the head table, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. After listening to Mr. Pereira, I completely forgot what I wanted to say. When you look at the problems this country is facing in going forward with anything, I thought I will not talk about what I wanted to say, but then talk of something a little beyond engineering, so that we all can resolve many problems that is related to our professions and our lives as well. Out of the LABSE, Lanka Association of Building Services Engineers, I thought I will leave all the other words except the Lanka part and talk about Lanka, which is our motherland, my motherland and your motherland as well. Sri Lanka, a country all of us love. Oh, we got independence long ago. Can anyone remember which year we got independence?
25 years ago.
25 years, no.
According to the politicians.
The reality is still we have not got independence, but then according to the books for the British Empire, we got independence in 1940. That's 70 years ago. When a child coming out of the school and goes into the university, in 4 years he becomes an engineer, maybe 5 years a doctor. Imagine a country having got independence 70 years back and being a developing country. For 70 years we have been developing, a tremendous development. A boy becomes an engineer just in 4 years. For a country, when you keep on developing for 70 years, where should we be? I believe we should be the most developed nation in the world. Because 70 years we are developed. Why are you all smiling? We are not the most developed world because we have been developing for 70 years. Anyway, before going any further, I got a warning from my wife. And I told her that I might come out with various things. Then she said, very clearly, tell everybody that you are not a member of any political party. And I am not supporting any politician. I am not affiliated to any political party. And I have no idea of getting into politics ever in my life. So I am talking about the real problems that our country is going to have. When I look at what's happening, now we are Sri Lankan professionals. Now today the buildings are done by all foreigners. For this last 70 years, I believe that the rulers or whoever who ruled the country has gradually lost confidence in Sri Lankans. Everything is gradually being handed over to other nations. Even all our valuable resources. For an example, the retail sales. Sillar Veladamath currently foreigners. Look at the wheat business. Who is importing the wheat, making the flour and giving it to us? A foreign company. Who is importing the petrol and then distributing to us? Foreign company. So everything from the inland business also money is going out. And most of the top guys would only listen to foreign advice. They don't even consider the local expertise. I don't know what's going on. So this way, if you look at a normal house, then you come or take a profession. If he sells all his assets, what is he going to do? Now, we have our assets in this country, even the strategic location is an asset. So the boat that we built was given to some other party and we settled the loan with that. I'm not talking of politics, I'm just talking of the situation of the country. අපිට කන්න බොන්න එදා වේලා හොයාගන්න කන්න තියෙන බඩු විකුණා යනවා. But this is what is happening exactly, not the development. If I can understand, if there's no money, why you give the port, settle the loan? No, that loan was also not settled. But of course, we got money to import our luxury cars and then super luxury vehicles, all the good things we imported. So as a result, even the agriculture, this is a country where we can grow all our food. See what's going on now. What are we growing? Even the rice is now coming from abroad. Rice, coconut, even eggs, I believe. Almost everything is coming from abroad. Very good. Let it come from abroad. But where is the money and who is giving us the money? That is the biggest problem. If the money was there, of course you can buy all the luxuries, all the food and everything. You don't have to grow. But now we don't have money. And what is the result? The result is the year after year, the trade deficit is growing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. By today, we export approximately $10 billion worth of stuff and we import $20 billion worth of items into the country. $10 billion or double the amount of what we earn, we are spending. Balance, little bit is covered by the services. IT industry is bringing about $1 billion. The politicians found a very easy way. Because money, the goods are not going out of the country. They thought, this is not going to work. We don't have anything to send. So the best thing they thought is send the human being. Export the human being. Even the women. Women was a very good export, good commodity for the Middle East. And then look at the plight of those young girls who are sent there. Do you know, can anyone tell me any other country? I'm ignorant of this fact, that's why I'm asking you. Foreign Employment Bureau කියලා foreign employment රටේ මිනිස්සු පිට කරන්න ආයතනයක් ආණ්ඩුවේ තියෙන්නේ. මම හෙව්ව ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එකේ මට හම්බුන්නේ නැහැ. Probably, I don't know, it may be available, existing somewhere. But I searched the internet quite a lot to find out in which other country you have a mechanism to send the country's people abroad. I just couldn't find it. A nice thing happened some years back. The minister in charge of this nice Foreign Employment Bureau came to a presentation. And I happened to be there in the audience. And he was boasting about the $1 billion that the foreign migrant workers are sent into this country. So a lot of big talk about it. After, I think about a month before his speech, I happened to speak at the same place, and some of the guys who were the stewards there, they heard what I said, and those guys were looking at me when the minister was speaking. The moment minister stopped his speech, I will tell the name of the minister. Then this guy came and gave me the microphone. Without even my asking, he knew that I will ask something, and he came and gave me the microphone. So I asked the minister, I said, you are earning so much. But per person, per each migrant worker, how much are you bringing into the country? I said, divide the number of people working abroad, which is now about 1.1 or 1.2 million people, that by the foreign exchange they remit into the country for a year. Then I said, take the GDP of the country, divide that by the effective workforce. I did the exercise before going there. I knew that he was going to talk about it, and I had my figures with me. And it was about 3 times. The person, any person working in the country gives this country 3 times more than what someone going out is sent into the country. So we are losing quite a lot of money. Although we see the $1 billion that is coming, we are losing another 3 billion because we send our resources out. And we don't have politicians who are, and when I gave the figures, the answer I got was, well, that's something that we need to really think of. I didn't know these figures. I don't have it with me. I can't check it right now. And of course, he very diplomatically, and with all his talents in escaping, he waited the question. So this is the real situation. Now leave aside that part. The other reason for the 70 years for us to be like this is very clearly, we are a country divided into all possible ways. We are divided as Muslims, we are divided as Sinhalese, we are divided as Tamils, we are divided as Catholics, we are divided as Buddhists, then Christians, all the religions and all the races and all the castes, we hate each other. This is not happening in developed countries. It's a shame for us to say we are Sri Lankans and then fight amongst other communities that live in this country. That's a very, very, very shameful thing for which we do not have a controlling mechanism. How can a country develop? Now recently, you told me about the exhibition at Middle East. We were in the same exhibition, Middle East exhibition in March. We had a stall there. Indira was there with me, and then we had some engineers. And the Digana riots erupted when we were there. So then we were getting all the news that the big fights are going on. And then my Muslim friends started calling me. Some other friends called me and said, Lalith, my parents are in Kandy. We are really scared. In the nights they don't sleep. They keep on shivering. And really a pathetic scenario to even imagine. And one of the engineers who was with us was a Sinhalese boy from Tihariya. Tihariya is a border village close to Kahatapitiya. A lot of Muslims are in that area. He was shivering there. He was calling his parents and said, please take the children to a safer place. And this is Sri Lanka. In our country, can we imagine? We are scared to live in our own country. So how can the country develop? This is unbelievably shameful. What have you noted the Facebook campaigns going on? Of course, most of you must be having Facebooks. If you look at the Facebook hate speech campaigns going on, Sinhalese people will get news against the Muslims or Tamils. Tamils will get the news against us. Muslims are targeted and they are sent different messages. And then these are all, because I also run a Facebook page that I have this experience. Before the Tihariya problems erupted, I knew at least 1.5 months back something was going to erupt very soon. You saw the amount of campaigns going on. So I put a lot of posts to counter those things, but nothing worked. It erupted. So I was trying to know, why are people campaigning for it? Why do people want us to fight each other? Who wants it? Just think about it. Have you heard of politicians who pose as the saviors of Buddhists? Haven't you seen politicians who pose as saviors of Christians? Or some people will be as saviors as Muslims. You have heard many stories. They only serve the Muslims. If they are having a village, only they want the Muslims to go and stay. Similarly, the Buddhist guy will want only the Buddhists. It's a shameful thing. How can the politicians say, I am serving the Muslims or I am serving the Buddhists? aren't we all Sri Lankans? We can be anyone, Tamil, Muslim, Burger or Malay or Christian, but when it comes to the country, we are all equal Sri Lankans. This fact even our politicians don't understand. So this is the real scenario. Now, okay, it's the country that we live in right now. This is the situation of the country that we live in right now. For a moment, can we forget all the bad things of this country now? Close your eyes and visualize the country that you would like to have. Just for a minute think, what is the country that I would like to live if Sri Lanka was like this? Any ideas? What did you see? A country like what? What is the ideal country that we want? What should be the atmosphere? Some ideas from you? Peaceful, okay? Okay, some more ideas? United, great. United, peaceful, some more?
Go back to 77 before. That's the country we should have.
Exactly. That's some sort of
Not 60s.
good country. And then, what about the economy? What is the type of economy we would like to have?
$7 per dollar, 7 rupees per dollar. That's the time, 77.
That's right. That's the time, that's the country that we all love.
That's what you need,
Let's come out with some more things. Okay, we have to be united. We need to have a very strong economy, growing economy, not a vulnerable and then shaking economy. That's our wishes. And then we want to be united. Anything else?
Equal opportunities.
Equal opportunities.
Law and order.
Fantastic. Real law and order in practice. Which the politicians can't just turn a blind eye. The police should be able to do their business. That's the type of vision that we all need. Then for the last 70 years, why didn't we get it? The problem is there. That's what we need to find out. For 70 years, why didn't we? We all have almost the same vision. What came out right now from you, will anybody in this world, in this country, will anybody in this country, you talk to any professional institution, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, civil engineers, doctors or lawyers, what came out from you, talk to them and say, won't you like the country like this? We all have a common vision. But then why? When the entire country also has this common vision, why then?
But not the politicians.
You can't blame them.
They also
No confidence.
No, it's because we were used to vote and wait. vote karna, wait karna. Vote kaatare dinwa chande. Dila balainna they come out with fairy tales, no? That they give us the picture of the beautiful country they are going to give us in 5 years. So we want to wait, vote for them, and then wait for 5 years, look back and say, my God, the country has gone down from what it was. Then somebody else comes in, oh, that fellow ruined everything. I am going to give you this vision. Same thing happens. Like changing, the babies changing nappies, we keep on changing politicians. And we as professionals, I think we as professionals should take the responsibility for this entire failure. Because we neglected, we were only concentrating on our work. We hand over the country to politicians and then we get along with our work. At least if we spend 2% or 5% of our time to see what's going on, and if we had a very strong organization of professionals, how many professionals are in this country? I'm sure it's large number of thousands. Can I say 100,000? All together. I mean, we can take all good professionals. So we have a common vision. If we get around on this common vision, say, with lawyers we may have various differences in ideas. But the common thing that we like is we want a developing economy, we want a peaceful country. That's the common agreeing point. So like that, if we have a very, very strong body of people working for this, politicians will not be able to play the fool. That I am sure. Because right now, I have one experience. I was also involved in initially the formation of the UPM. At that time, I was involved in it for a short time. We managed to shake the government within a very short time. Within a few months after starting, we managed to shake the entire government and then get them to react very fast. But then, unfortunately, it didn't go on in the right direction at that time. If we can all get together, get all the professionals together and work for this aim, any politician will come into power will not do what they did earlier. We have forgotten one fact. That may විෂපාලනය කරන්න ලක්ෂ ගාණක් මිලියන් ගාණක් වියදම් කරන් එන කට්ටිය. ආදරයටද අපි දෙන්නේ. Some people must be spending 30 million, 40 million, 50 million, 100 million, or even billions. Now they are spending all this money. Is it because they love us? I think we should think in that way. Why are they spending that money? For what? They have a priority to collect the money they spent. We have a priority of developing the country, but then they have to first look after their interest. So their term is gone, then we change them to another. So this is not going to work. I think you all are a good forum to give it this a good thought and then take this action forward. Build a huge force which can really shake the governments and then make sure that we have no agendas, no selfish agendas, but for the country this is what we need and this is what we are working for. I will join any forum for that personally, and we have already started various efforts to put the communities together. So this action, if everything succeeds, people will not be able to, the politicians will not be able to play the fool with us. And then the building services engineers are the people who make the buildings habitable. Without you, people will not be able to live in the buildings, because you are the people who electrify the buildings, who makes the sewerage system work, who makes the water flow in the lines, the air conditioners give you the comfort. So a comfortable living condition in the buildings, you are the people who give. You have the same capacity to give it the same thing for this country, for the entire country to be suitable for, to live for everybody happily. The buildings you make very nicely for people to live happily. Similar thing can be done for the country. And I wish all of you the strength and the courage to take leadership and take this forward and make it a better country. So when we do it, at the next year AGM probably, Mr. Perra might be able to say the government mechanisms are now going to be working much easier than earlier. All the best to all of you. Thank you.